Alright guys, today's video we're going to be replacing the crank sensor on my 98 GMC Sierra K1500, and I tried to get the best angle, but you're not going to see much because there's not really a good angle to get it, because it's right up there. This is the wire harness, and there's a 8mm bolt that holds it in. But I'm gonna try once I get up there, because I'm actually back behind the truck where I can get a good camera angle, and I'm gonna switch spots and get up there and try to get that one out, get the bolt out and get the clip out, and I'll do my best to show you guys, so bear with me for a second. Alright guys, so you can see my socket here, my long extension. This is the bolt, and I got a little swivelly end extension on here to help me get around all the steering linkage, and the steering linkage is mostly what's in the way. So hopefully I can get this bolt going and get the sensor out. Now I'm changing it because it's been trying to shut off on me sometimes in traffic lights and stuff, and I don't like that. And the code in the computer is a crank code. My cam sensor was new when I changed my distributor, so the only thing left of that circuit is its cam sensor. If I can get this bolt to come loose, that would be awesome. So hopefully I don't get too much oil on myself, because it does go right up against the, reads right off the crank. And I don't know if there's any oil behind it or not. And I just dropped the wrench on my head. That's always good. Lets me know I'm awake. And I can't seem to get the bite on it. Well, that's a bit frustrating. Everybody's like, oh, it's easy. It's just one bolt. It's easy. Well, it's not easy if the bolt don't come loose. And I have no idea, because I'm down here on the ground and you guys are back there. So I can't even tell if I'm really turning it or not. All I can do is hope that it's coming out. Try not to block the light that I got here too. And I wish I could get you a better angle, but maybe when I get this in and out and done, I'll sneak the camera up here and show you guys what the full sensor looks like, because I can see it, but I can't lay the camera anywhere up here in a position that I can record anything really good. So this is only supposed to take a few minutes, but of course I'm on my back on the ground, and like everything else in here, it has not. So I did get the bolt out, and it is 8mm. Now the trick is to wiggle this out. Just gotta wiggle it out without breaking it. But there's a wire harness here, just take your finger and bend the clip, and boom, it all comes out in your face. And that's awesome, because I can't get the wire out. There we go. So this here, if y'all can see it, is the crank sensor. I don't know if the camera will focus on that. And I have a metal washer here. So I'm going to retain that washer and put it back in with the new sensor. Because you always want to make sure you put back what you take off, in case, you know, you don't want it to read wrong. Because the sensor would never read wrong. You know, why would I ever do that? And there is no oil coming out of my face, so that's also a good thing. There's an awful lot of oil under here, though. And what I did is, when I do sensors and stuff that's electrical, I usually almost always go with the AC Delco factory replacement, because it's exactly the same as what the factory gave you. So you know that it should read more accurate than the aftermarket, like AutoZone or something. So I'm going to install this shim here. And then I'm just going to slide the crank sensor back up into its spot here, because there's an O-ring gasket, and you can just wiggle that and it should pop back in just like it did. So it's going to be a good sensor and go right back in. And you want to turn it, you'll be able to see the hole for the bolt. So you want to line the hole up with the bolt. And get your bolt back in your socket. And slide your bolt into the hole. And just start turning it back in. If you can do that, which I don't seem to be capable of doing that this way, which is weird, but we'll get it done. Not that way. It does not want to start with the swivelly socket that I have. So we're going to be brave and try it by hand, which is kind of hard because I just drove home. And the engine is really, really hot. So this oil pan is really, really hot. So I was able to get that bolt started. You take your wire harness, you just clip it back in there. It's just a push clip, you know, with a tab on it, just like all the other GM clips are. And now that I'm all covered with oil everywhere, I'm going to get my socket back on here now that it's started. And then it's just a matter of tightening up the bolt. And you have your new crank sensor installed. And sometimes some vehicles, GM vehicles, they'll be stubborn and literally make your security system trip. But I'm hoping the truck is old enough where it doesn't have that problem. Because what it does is it throws your security system and then you have to relearn that. And that takes a while. That's a 10-minute relearn. Well, I guess 10 minutes ain't really all that long. So it's tightening up, and you don't want to snap the bolt, so you stop tightening right there. So it was pretty easy to install there, and I'm gonna grab the camera here in a second. Once I lose these gloves. Now, this was easy to do here because my big skid plate's off for my lift kit. Because in the shock install for the steering stabilizer shock, you saw that my steering joint that connects my linkage to the truck to make it stable, the bolt holding it together was missing. So I called Rough Country and ordered another one. They're nice enough to get that ordered. I'm waiting for it to come in, and I'll do a little video on that when it comes in, because I don't need the whole thing. I just need the bolt and assembly parts for the one side of the linkage. But I figured instead of going to a hardware store trying to figure things out, I just order a whole linkage joint and use the parts I need. It seemed easier. It was like $40, so that was a week ago or so I ordered it. It's supposed to be here soon. If it's not here soon, I'm gonna give them a phone call and figure that out. It's almost time for an oil change, so that'd be easier without this steel plate, because the plate covers my oil plug and my filter a little bit and makes it very hard. I have a special flat foldable funnel that I use now. I drape it over everything and it keeps the oil off. So it's going to get a little jiggly here for a minute, guys, while I disconnect the camera from the stand.